YouTube. Hello. Bear with me, right? Just come across some old photographs while tidying up my flat in a house where I've just had loads of work done. I'm just getting my home back to normal, and I've just discovered some old photographs. So just some like old project I did in 08, summer of 08. It was when I newly discovered the internet, went online, and I started messing around with Google, as you do when you first discover the internet. And I tapped in all the places I knew and stuff. Long story short, I tapped in the village where I grew up in. Well, I grew up around. I tapped in that village, and lo and behold, pulled up some really old photographs of said village. What I did in 08, summer of 08. It was in the year 08, and that summer I thought to myself, for a laugh I'd go down and try and recapture the old images, which I, as I say, discovered online, dating back to 1905, was one of the earliest circa dates. So that summer, 08, when I had the interest, I went down, copied some of the old photographs, like this one. This is, as you can see, circa 1910, Easton Church in Easton Village. I grew up around this village. I grew up in Easton, which this was the village. Now this is the best way I can do this rather than scanning it, because they're all standard depth photographs I took, and I would have to have enlarged them on the scanner, and they would have appeared all pixelated, and I can see that. See on the White House there, to one of the sides of the church, which is an essentially picture. See, the old photograph just gets the third chimney stack in. So what I did, for this particular one, I poised. I was there with my camera, and I, as I say, poised, comparing the old photograph with what I could see through my lens, and I actually managed to do my best, which was to take the photograph in the summer of 08 against that third chimney breast, which you see above the white houses, to one of the sides of the church. I don't know which side you're seeing this, because it's watching back to front to me. There's the village now as it stands. I did get the doorway, which is below that chimney stack there, which is in half, the last chimney stack. There is a doorway below that. I did get that. I was sure to get that, and if you rewind this video, you'll see said doorway below that chimney stack, the M1. For some reason, the dude who developed these photographs must have just missed that off when he cut the prints. This was back in the old analog camera. I used an old analog camera, get me, pre-digital. It was a while ago, summer of 08. It was before I had my first digital camera. It's one of the last things I did with my old analog camera. See, there's the village now as it stands, and as you see in the centre of the image, to the other side of where the White House is, the other side of the church, there's like a commemorative stand there, which you don't see in the old photograph, circa 1910, because that stand there was constructed, the whole area, and then the little grassy area surrounding the stand. It's a memorial for the fallen in the world wars, yeah, which were lost from the village over the 2 world wars. If you rewind this video, you will see the area which now this commemorative area replaced, and you can do the maths as to how it's changing that. But apart from the fact that one main road, big road, has been divided into 2 with this new commemorative stand, as you'll see, it is exactly the same as it was circa 1910, 98 years prior to me taking this photograph. Okay, there's that one. is of the old Eastern Ferry landing platform. The Mersey ferries, which currently still operate. This is one of the ferry terminuses which is no longer in use. This must be circa 1920, must be. And the photograph I took, unfortunately the lighting was just terrible, and I did use I used boots to develop these, so get what you will from there, rewind it and compare. The pier is still there, which you saw on the old photograph. It's just simply the landing descent construct, which went out projected into the river, which is the extension which you see in the old photograph. You see that pier, which still exists from the old photograph. It's just all the landing work which led down to the ferry itself, which is not there. And this again is 08 Summer Rays. If you could actually look closely, you'll see I've actually accurately poised that photograph, because the landmass in the background is in quite a similar position. Okay, I'm going to have to hurry on. Now it's probably about circa 1918. Next one. When Eastern Ferry was in its heyday, 1918. That's when it was. Oh, this one I didn't manage to get that one. For the life of me, I couldn't find where that was. That 1911. I could not find the angle of the dangle for that when I was down there that summer. I only had one day to do it. For some reason, that's marking the coronation day. I could not find where that was taken in the village. Anyway, it's because of the newly constructed World War commemorative area, I think, which I've just told you about, which is why I think I couldn't find that specific area. Okay, let's move on. Here's another one of the landing area. Eastern Ferry's landing area. See there? That one there. The photograph here actually begins where the pier starts, which you saw in my 08 summer photograph, this particular one. And the first old photograph I showed you of the pier actually had said end of pier in it. So just rewind and you'll see it. But anyway, that's what the ferry terminus actually looked from a different angle, from the different side, from the actual different side of it. Okay. I'll save the oldest photo comparison to last, okay? I'll save that to the end, very end. Now here's a picture of Eastern Ferry and its Jubilee Arch in 1918, which is when it had its, as I say, it must have been in its heyday. Okay, 1918, and you'll be able to look all these up online if you want to read more about all this, about the details. Okay, and the comparative photograph I took for that. Did I do it? Did I manage that one? Hang on. Yeah, there. I did, yeah. There. The ferry. As you can see, there's the wall there, which you saw on the old print I just showed you before this. So if you want to get your bearings, rewind it a bit. There's the wall there, which you see on the old print. Okay, there's the ferry hotel, and as you can see, the Jubilee Arch is no longer there in the picture. As is such a terrible photograph lighting, the legs are still there, the Jubilee Arch. It rises up about 5 foot. The legs of the Jubilee Arch still remain, but the tree is blocking it out. Okay. That's what it looks like now. Okay. That's like 90 years on, that one. 90 years on. 90 years on. I've got another 5 minutes. I may have to not do one of these because I'm going on too long. Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to cut one out. I'll show you this one here. This one on a previous picture. Eastern Gardens and Jubilee Arch. Next to that pier one I was showing you there. Right? It's just dead fascinating, I think, what still is there today from all that time ago. The oldest one I'm going to show you comparatively is going to be over 100 years ago. 05, like I say. Eastern Garden and Jubilee Arch, yeah? There's the old picture. Now that would have been set in 1918 as well. Okay, basically that old picture is the back end of that. See, there's the Jubilee Arch there. Right, so you do the maths there, right? That's the front. And that's the back there, get me? Right? Now that back looks like that. See the grassy area there? And there is still a walkway going down, and like, it's because it's like past its heyday, it's like 100 years later. That's what remains, that's where the gardens were. See how posh it used to look? That's it now. Anyway, okay, moving on. Shit, I've got 3 minutes now. The last and but not least, it's actually it's the oldest comparative photograph I have, on which I managed to successfully compare with a modern day image in 08. This is all pre-digital photography, remember. Eastern School, Empire Day, 24th of May 1905. You can see there quickly. Got about 2 minutes left to do this now. Right, see that? You can see that okay, because I've done a test video of this. I know that you're picking up detail on this. And look at it today, back in 08, which was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they formed 6 years ago now, but was 103 years after that was taken. That's it now. That's the exact image. I managed to get it. I found it, the exact place, the exact school. It still exists. See that? See there? I'll bring it up again. See the steps and everything. Work it out in your head. Pause if you will. That's what it looks like now. That's what it looked back then. You see the actual original, the same staircase and the steps? See? 05, 08, the exact same wall, everything. Everything is there, exactly the same. Can you believe that? Every step on those steps is the exact one. I couldn't believe when I was there, and actually even more so the way this photo turned out, because it being of the oldest comparative photograph I was trying to do. Yeah, that little project back in 08, summer 08, just found all this now. Hope you enjoyed that. See you now, Eastern Ferry. Bye bye.